In the wake of a KARE 11 investigation, Minnesota leaders said enough is enough. Today, the state moved to immediately terminate its fraud-riddled housing stabilization program. AJ Legault joins us now with the stunning fallout to Housing Hustle, a Recovery Inc. investigation. AJ?
Julie, admitting the state does not have the necessary controls to stop bad actors from committing fraud, Minnesota today asked the federal government for permission to immediately terminate its embattled program that's supposed to help the homeless find housing.
KARE 11's investigation exposed forged signatures, phantom meetings, fly-by-night companies, desperate people exploited, federal raids, tens upon tens of millions of dollars in fraud allegations. This week, the governor had finally seen enough.
My advice to those companies would be to get a lawyer now.
Citing fraud and calling it urgent, in this letter to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, acting DHS Commissioner Shireen Gandhi requested to terminate the state's housing stabilization benefit. She said in a statement, "We cannot allow one more cent of taxpayer money going out the door to providers who claim to serve Minnesotans in need of stable housing while lining their pockets for personal gain."
We're doing search warrants.
The action comes weeks after federal agents raided the homes and businesses of 5 HSS providers, citing KARE 11's investigation. An ever-growing list of providers, current total 77, have received stop payments, suspension from billing Medicaid, while state and federal fraud investigations play out.
We are digging deeper into that. There's about 1,600 providers in that. Every one of those will be scrutinized.
At the Capitol, Republicans who've been calling for federal audits labeled the decision to terminate the housing program the right decision, but too little, too late. In a statement, Republican Speaker of the House, Lisa Demuth, said once again, state agencies failed to catch fraud in real time. Instead of stopping it, they're scrambling after the fact, after millions of taxpayer dollars have already been stolen.
DHS said they do plan to redesign and relaunch the program after working with the legislature and community partners to come up with a better plan to prevent bad actors from getting in and enhance the care for the vulnerable people who need what this service is supposed to provide. Julie.
It's really hard to choose the most infuriating part about this, the waste of taxpayer money, but the people who really need the help. That $100 million, what that could have done for so many people in the state.
How many homeless people could you house for $100 million a year?
Yeah, I mean,
all of them.
It's just mind-boggling. But this isn't the only Medicaid expansion program that has had fraud flagged again and again and again. Do you know if this same kind of a termination will happen in any other areas?
I don't think we've ever seen anything like the termination that just happened today. I can tell you we're already looking into other programs, and we're finding some really suspicious indications that there might be fraud in some of these other Medicaid programs run by Minnesota.
Well, hats off to you and our investigative team. I mean, for the taxpayers in Minnesota, that was $100 million allegedly of fraud that you guys worked so hard to uncover. So congrats, AJ.
Thank you, Jill.